Let's go straight down below and hear from the victorious manager today, Grimsby's Alan Buckley. He's with Alan Bentley.
Alan, 47 tomorrow. What an early birthday present.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a magnificent day. I thought they played very well all day. We passed the ball well. I thought we dominated possession, but we gave them a sloppy goal. But we've kept going. The lads have been magnificent all season. The crowd and walking around there after the game was absolutely fantastic. And if we're going to come, we might as well come and win it. So it's been a marvellous day for us.
Arguably, the double substitution changed the game. What was the thinking there?
Well, to try and change the game. You know, we were chasing it, and one or two of the lads were getting tired. Smith does very well when he changes to left back and gives us another dimension, which is nice. Kingsley, of course, went on and scored the first goal anyway. But it was smashing to see that second one going.
Well, I think we can show it to you now. Let's have a look now. Here we go. Talk us through it, Al.
I can't really see anything at the moment, other than us, well, looking happy. But there you go.
I mean, amidst all the euphoria, are you concerned about the physical and mental toll, particularly with Carlisle coming up on Tuesday?
Yeah, I think that's unfair to make us play, as I've said. That's other people that decide things like that, not football people, in my opinion. The lads have had, I think we've played 64 games this season. It's been a magnificent season, but it's been hard work. Now we've got to make sure we take any sort of incentive that's given us, make sure we're in the playoffs.
And who knows, this experience could stand you in good stead for the playoffs.
It'd be nice to think so. I knew it was a fantastic place to come, but to come and experience winning like that, I feel sorry for Mel a little bit. But, you know, all the family's been here today. There's been one or two looking in at home as well, who are very dear to me. So hopefully they've enjoyed it as well.
Well done. Have a good night.
Thank you very much.
Great day for Alan Buckley after his disappointing time at West Brom. Tommy Widdrington and Matt Holland are my guests this afternoon. Early substitutions from Alan, weren't they?
Yeah, they were. I mean, I think it was needed because we were chasing the game for about 40 minutes, I think, you know, before and after half time. And the impetus that Steve Livingston gave us, a little bit more physical presence up the front, was valuable to us. And Kingsley very rarely gives the ball away. And like he said, he'd done it to change the game, and of course it did. Steve was involved in the build-up play to the corner, or the area that the ball went down the right-hand side. And Kingsley stole it into the far post, brave as a lion, which he'd be pleased with me saying.
No one likes to lose at Wembley, of course, Matt, but Bournemouth can go home with their heads raised high, can't they?
Without doubt. I thought they performed absolutely marvellously today. There were so many good performances from them. Steve Fletcher up front was very strong and dominant in the air. I thought John Bailey and Neil Young did particularly well on the right-hand side. Young Eddie Howe, 20 years old, performed magnificently for his first time at Wembley. They can all go home with their heads held firmly very high.
Well, plenty of highlights throughout the game. It was a little topsy-turvy, wasn't it? Grimsby looked the more likely early on. They broke down both flanks, had the opportunities, and then Bournemouth eased their way back into it.
Yeah, they did. I thought Bournemouth were probably... first half, I thought they played very well. Grimsby came back into it second half. Jimmy Glass misses that one. And
he had a couple of worrying moments, didn't he, throughout the 90 minutes?
He did, but made a couple of magnificent saves as well.
An eccentric character. But Bournemouth settled, and this was the first key moment of the afternoon, and what a glorious moment for that man.
He'll treasure this for the rest of his life.
John Bailey on hand, and for a couple of seconds he knew he had an open goal at Wembley of all places. Just imagine if he'd made a mess of that. No chance. Could have been two. Header from Robinson cleared off the line. At that point, the Cherries were buzzing.
If that had gone in, I think it might have been curtains for Grimsby. I don't think they'd come back from 2 goals down.
Another opportunity here, cut in from the left, and the Grimsby goalkeeper Braden Davison, who's kept so many clean sheets this season, was pretty secure throughout, wasn't he, Tommy?
He has. He hasn't had a lot to do with regarding saves, but what he's had to come and collect from crosses, he's been very assured, and he's had a great season. And he's broke all sorts of records for Grimsby this season, consecutive clean sheets, actually amounted to clean sheets. And so I mean that's great credit to the back four as well.
Well, we've spoken about the substitutions, and they undoubtedly made a big difference from the very early stages of the second half.
That's right. Grimsby's plays very much based in this area, down the flanks, and when that happens, we've always got a chance of that happening. You know, we get the ball back in the box, and the goalkeeper's all he could do is try and get something on it. And unfortunately for him, luckily for us, he's pushed it into the net. But it's a great play from John McDermott and Kevin Donovan, who linked superbly also down our right all through the game.
Terrific moment for the experienced Kingsley Black. Yeah. And then going towards the 90th minute mark, we thought it had to be Grimsby, didn't we?
Yeah, I mean, Grimsby pushed and got the goal, and sometimes that can you can take your foot off the accelerator as it were, but we didn't. We kept our foot down and we come up with some great chances. I mean, that's inches wide.
We thought that was in.
Yeah.
The green post behind the net actually confused everybody there.
You know, we kept pushing. We did look most likely in the final periods of normal time, but Bournemouth, to their credit, picked themselves off the floor and they came at us in the extra time period, and they did look more likely to score. So
I think Bournemouth are a young side, very fit, and I think that told in the extra time.
It's a strange business, this golden goal rule, isn't it, really? Because the caution inevitably stifles out everything else.
Well, without a doubt. I mean, if you're the lad who's at a corner marking somebody and that lad scores, and you're responsible ultimately for the goal going in. But I think we mustn't forget what an important save that was, because that happened a couple of minutes before, and it wasn't a classic save. It was just purely reactional.
And he stood up well, didn't he?
Yeah, he stood well, and he's just got a hand to it and made the second save. And of course, we've gone to the other end, and Wayne's contorted his body into some sort of weird shape, and it's flew in off his heel.
He'd gone past the ball, hadn't he?
Yeah.
Just managed to get a leg on it.
What a moment for Adam Buckley. Look at that.
I'm sure I'll rib him about that expression for a few weeks to come yet.
He even put a funny hat on a bit later, which is most unlike him.
Very unlike him. He's a very straight-collared guy, but I mean, his football principles are brilliant, and it must be said that Mel Machin's team also played some great football and was a good advert for the division. I'm pleased that both teams actually tried to keep the ball on what was a magnificent pitch until we went and done that and wrecked it.
The dive said all. Well done to Grimsby. Thanks to Tommy and to Matt. Good luck to both of you for the rest of the season. More live sporting action coming up very shortly on Sky Sports. It keeps on coming. On Tuesday, we're at Loftus Road, England B and Russia B. Sky Sports 2, 7:30 for that. And then on Wednesday, we're back at Wembley. England against Portugal. The World Cup, of course, drawing ever nearer. 7 o'clock, Sky Sports 2. Another big house expected for that. On Friday, another huge game in the Nationwide Division 1. It's Port Vale fighting for their lives near the bottom of the table, and Middlesbrough, who of course are so desperate for that second automatic promotion place. Sky Sports 2, 7 o'clock for that. And there's more action in Division 1 on Sunday. Nottingham Forest so close to being promoted against Reading, so close to being relegated. Midday on Sky Sports 2 for that one. But today at Wembley, it's all about Grimsby Town, their first visit to the Twin Towers, and they have beaten the Cherries by 2-1. Hope you've enjoyed our coverage. From all of us, it's a very good bye.
This summer on Sky, the cricket action is double the satisfaction, because when the sun goes down, Sky Sports will hit the switch. And
position, and the Ferraris are in.
So it struck a chord. The Stalker's Apprentice, this Monday at 9 on